pricked his eyes as he tried to see through the thick, black smoke. He pushed himself onto his hands and knees, trying to remember where the door was, what room the boys were sleeping in. Had they been right next to him, or had he moved into another room? His brain was fuzzy, and he couldn't remember. He coughed, the smoke entering his lungs with every breath he took. He pulled his raggedy t-shirt over his mouth, trying to stifle the smoke. He had to get to Rafe and Cal. He was the oldest. It was his job to save them. He called out to them, rasping out a cough with every few words. But he kept at it. They had to hear him. If he could hear them, he could get to them. Then they'd figure a way out. Because no way were they dying in this piece of shit building today. Finally, he heard voices. The sound was faint, but he wasn't imagining it. He definitely heard it. It was them. It had to be them. Which meant they were alive. He crawled toward the sound, his own voice hoarse as he yelled out in response. "I'm here! Hang on!" The smoke grew thicker, and he could feel himself slipping away, but sheer determination kept him conscious. He was their brother. They'd been through so much together, had survived so much together. This fire wasn't going to get them. When he saw the light and the tall shadow looming over him, he thought maybe it was too late. He was dead, and this was some dark angel come to take him away. But then strong arms scooped him up. "It's okay, buddy," the dark angel said. "I've got you. You're safe now." Jackson shook his head and gripped the angel's arm, barely able to stay conscious. My brothers, they're safe too. They're outside. Come on, let's get you out of here." Jackson sighed in relief and let himself fall into the darkness. Chapter 1. Present Day. Jackson Donovan was having the best dream of his life. It involved his favorite spot on the beach, a spectacular blonde in a barely-there bikini, and hot sex on a jet ski. He was just about to maneuver her onto his lap while they were simultaneously bouncing across the waves, because, hey, in a dream, anything was possible, when a loud noise sent him jolting off the sofa in the firehouse. He'd thought it was the firehouse alarm, so he was instantly alert. "Calm down," Rafe said, not even looking up from the video game he was playing. "Just Rodriguez dropping shit in the kitchen." Jackson blinked, that sweet dream vanishing instantly. He rubbed his eyes and stretched. "Oh, okay. So, good dream?" Rafe asked, grinning as he kept his attention on the TV. Now that he knew he didn't have to gear up, Jackson leaned back in the chair. "None of your business." His other brother, Cal, laughed. "That means it was about a girl." Sometimes working with your brothers was great. Other times it was annoying because they knew him too well. They'd been together for longer than Jackson could remember. Jackson had hit the streets at 10. It didn't take long to grow streetwise when you were running from either cops or social services, or whatever other dangers lurked out there for kids. You found yourself a homeless community, which he'd done, and then found other kids. He'd hooked up with Rafe a few years later, then Cal. After that, the three of them had been inseparable. They might not be real brothers, but they had all shared similar circumstances. And all those years they'd lived on the streets, they'd looked out for each other, had each other's backs, and had vowed to never be separated. That had never changed, which didn't mean his brothers weren't a constant pain in his ass. "You three intending to spend this shift sitting on your asses?" Their father, Battalion Chief Josh Donovan, glared down at them. Off-duty, he was loving and protective and fun, everything Jackson had always wanted in a father. Off-duty, he was Dad, the guy who'd saved their lives that night in the house fire, and the man who'd adopted them, along with his wife, Laurel, their mom. But on shift, he was their battalion chief, demanding and strict. He expected a lot of every firefighter who worked at Station 6. His own kids got no preferential treatment. "No, sir," Cal said, giving their father the respect he was due. "Good, because the fridge smells like something died in there. Go investigate." "Oh, come on, Chief," Cal said. "Let the probies do that." Dad shot Cal a look that said there'd be no argument. Cal sighed. "Yes, sir."